Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the Let's Code series. Today I wanted to take a look at creating a downloads page. It's basically just a little page that I've set up where people can click a button and download some files that I've made available over the years. There's some After Effects presets, some themes, some wallpapers. Hey, look at this. This is a script from a recent video I made. You can check out that video up in the corner right now if you want to. But anyways, it's just like a nice little page where people can go to download things. And the thing to mention here is that we've been working on our website for quite a while now. This is basically the progress that we've made thus far. And we're just now getting to the point that we're making an actual, legitimate web page, part of the website, section of the website. So it may not be immediately obvious, but what we've kind of been doing the whole time is just building little blocks that we can use to put together web pages. So that's, basically what we're taking a look at here. One thing I should mention is that if you come to the YouTube playlist and scroll down all the way to the bottom, there's a video, Let's Code 400 Quick and Dirty Web Hosting with GitHub Pages. You should probably watch that, or if you have a better way to host your website or a way to host your website that you prefer, watch that instead, or do that instead. But at this point in time, our website is hosted. It's on a web page. I can open it up in any browser on any device and see how it works. And that's kind of important here. And I'll show you why right now, actually. If I were to come in here to the directory for my site and just go to the index page, we've changed up a lot of the links here in the actual index.html page. Basically, all of them are now going to have a backslash in front of them. And to show you why that is, let me just open up a new window here. Let's do ls-la. You can see here I have a whole bunch of folders in my, let's just go to the desktop. And what I can do here is, if I go to my desktop, I've got a few different folders here. I've got one called Let's Code 100. But we have a few different folders that we can go into and some files inside of them. So if I take a look at this on the command line, what I'll do is I'll change directory into that folder, and then I'll change directory again into the script folder. Now, if I want to go back outside of that folder, all I would have to do is type .. and that will take me out one folder level. If I want to go into a folder, obviously I would just type in the name of that folder. If I want to select a file in there, I would just type in the name of that file. And if I want to go all the way to the root directory of my entire hard drive in this case, I would just type in /. And from here, we would have to type out actual hard links. So if I wanted to go back to my desktop, I would have to know exactly where that is. So I would have to change directory into users/mac/desktop to do that. So that's, I don't know if I illustrated that very well, but that's basically what we're doing here. We're starting everything at our root website directory. In the case of a website, / is going to be just the root directory of your website, the files that aren't stored inside of a folder. So in the case of this particular website, the root directory is this folder right here, where we have an index page stored and a downloads page. So I should probably delete that. I didn't prep this video very well. And then we have a few different folders. So for example, if we want to link to these favicon images, we do the / to start in our root directory. Then we go into the images folder. Then we go into the favicons folder, and then we can select whatever file we want. Now, this wasn't as important when we were just looking at our website on our hard drive. But now if we, let's say forget to add the / in front of the CSS page, things are going to break, the CSS won't load properly, and our whole website's just going to be botched from the very beginning. So, as a general practice, what I've done is anytime I've set up a link, I start it with the / and type out the entire link to the file that I'm trying to link to. So let's go ahead and get started creating a new downloads page, which should be relatively easy. If we list all of the files here, the first thing I'll do is I'll just create a copy of the index.html page. You can do that in a Finder or anything else. I'm just going to do it on the command line because I'm lazy and I don't want to open up anything else. And I'll create a new file called downloads.html. You can see that file here. and then we'll just start to edit that file. Here we go. A couple of things we're probably going to want to do right off the bat up here in the meta, like head settings. We'll want to change the title of the page to, probably downloads. And we can add a different description if we want to. Okay. And then that's actually probably good. This downloads page is in the same directory as our standard HTML index page, so we don't really have to mess with that. So what we can do now is we'll go down to the main tag, and we'll just start deleting the things that we no longer need. So we'll probably keep an h1 header, and then we'll keep a paragraph to go underneath it, probably. Let's go ahead and close that up there. And then let's see here. We can delete most of this stuff, the form and the paragraphs, probably until we get down to the actual card container that we set up in, I think, the last video we did. And then if I were to just quickly fix this link here so that we can view it in a browser, what we should have is just a header, little paragraph, and one card that we can start to edit. Let's go ahead and keep working. First thing we'll do is I'm just gonna fix up these headers a little bit here. We'll go into the header for our site, and we'll just remove all of this nonsense here, and we'll just type in downloads, and then maybe we'll do like a little bit of a description about the page. There we go, that'll work. And if we take a look at that, looks pretty good. One thing I did in the original, I believe, was I centered up the text a bit here, and the way that I did that was pretty simple. I went over to the CSS page, and under, I believe, the typefaces settings, well, that should have been where I put it. I'm not promising that's where I put it. Ah, yes, here we go. I created a selector that will just select any centers that are in a P class, and I set the text align setting to center. So if I come to this paragraph tag here, and then I just add a class equals center, and then we reload the page. Okay, yeah, so now that text is centered up. Very nice. Okay, so now what we want to do is let's actually edit that card a little bit to see what we're doing here. I have no idea what's going on. I'm jumping around all over the place today. So I'm going to go ahead and just let's delete this paragraph description. I'm going to change the button to say like download. And then one thing we also need to do is actually surround the button in a link so that it will actually, we can make it actually do something. So probably the easiest way to do that is we'll tab this over and then open up an A tag. We'll go ahead and do just a blank link for right now. And then we'll go ahead and close that link. And then we'll go ahead and just create a title, a dummy title. And then here we're gonna need a link to the image. Okay, so what we need are 4 things for the image to work. We need an image for the actual card. We need a title. We need a little description here. And then we need a link for the button to link to so that when we click on that button, it will create a download link. Now, luckily enough, because again, I'm quite lazy, I've done some work ahead of time. I've got a little markdown file, and let me explain how this works really quickly. So if I take a look at my website directory, basically the way this works is we have some images here, and inside of the images folder we have a downloads folder, and we have an image for each card that we want to create. Okay, and so you can see when we type out that link, it's images/downloads to go into the downloads folder, and then the file name that we want to use. And then you can probably tell by looking at this that inside of just a downloads folder in the root directory, there should be a zip file that will be what we're looking for, which of course we go out to the root directory, go into downloads. Here are all of those zip files that we linked to. And then I just created a quick title and typed out a description aiming for around like 140 characters so that I didn't have to do anything crazy with the formatting to get it to look nice. So we've got like 140 character description, title, and then the links that we need. So let's go ahead and create one. We'll start off with the link to the image. Okay, and then the title, which is going to be Minecraft sync in this case. And then we've got a little description here. We'll just literally paste that right in there. And then right here with our link to the actual download, we'll link to downloads/Minecraft sync. Okay, so now if we write those changes and we'll reload the page, we should have one card. It'll have the proper description, proper title, the proper image, and if we click download, it should link us to download this Minecraft sync.zip file. So that's exactly what we want to do. That's working pretty nicely. So a couple of things to mention now. Links. First of all, we need to go back up to the top of the page, and before we ever sync this site with our hosting service, in this case I'm using GitHub Pages, we need to make sure that the links are set up properly. So that means there's a backslash in front of every link. And that includes down here in our actual card container. So what I'll do is I'll create a backslash in front of the images link and a backslash in front of the downloads link. Then what we can do is we'll just create a quick copy of this card. Keep in mind that the way that we set up these cards, I don't know if you remember from the last video or not, was we have a div that contains all of the cards and then a div to contain each individual card. So this div container, with the class card container at least, needs to constantly remain outside. So what we'll do is we'll just make a copy, and then let's customize this a bit. I'm going to change word to image. Or actually, I'll just replace these all with hashtags. So I'll do to change word, hashtags, hashtag, hashtag, and then close out of the P. And then we'll select this new kind of template card that we've created, and I'm just going to make 8 copies of it. We have 10 total cards that we want to use. So I'm just going to go through and make that happen. No idea how many copies I created, but you know, whatever. Now normally we'd have to go and sit through and make a whole bunch of changes ourselves, but of course this is a video, so I'm just gonna use a little magic here and we'll have it done. Okay, so now we've gone ahead and created a little card for each and everything. And since we've updated the links, it's not really gonna work on our local hard drive anymore. If I were to try to reload this page, it probably will show us everything, but it'll just show it to us in raw HTML and all the links will be broken. So in my case, since I'm using GitHub Pages to host, the easiest way to get a look is we'll just exit out of this and we'll go ahead and add that file, do a commit, and we'll say, you know, downloads page video, and then we'll do the git push. And then if we give this a second to upload everything, whenever we reload our page here, everything will look just fine. If we just go out to our website and then click on the downloads page, everything's gonna look just fine. This downloads page works exactly as we set up the cards. You know, if we shrink down to a mobile menu, it'll collapse. If we were to, let's see, switch over to a light theme, everything still works fine. It honestly works out pretty great. And the nice thing is, since we spent so much time in the beginning setting up all of these little pieces of the website, piecing together actual web pages should be very streamlined, just like this. It shouldn't be very difficult at all to do. So thank you everyone for watching this video. I'm not sure how many actual more web pages I'll end up creating on camera. I think the next video I'm going to try to figure out how to hook up a contact form. We've created a contact form, but we didn't actually really create a way to receive data on it, just because there's a lot of different ways to do that, and I had no idea what the best way to go about doing that was. I still really don't know. I've looked into like messing with Python, or PHP or a number of different things. Needless to say, hopefully I will have figured something out by the next time you see a video on this playlist. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching.